This city is noisy, smelly, completely artificial, dead. Instead of living things everywhere, it's completely paved over. There's a real sense of living death in a city. Whereas here, there's really nothing but life and death. The eternal cycle that you get to be a part of, it yields all this great wisdom.
My name's Ilea, and I'm the farmer at Clove Valley Community Farm. The reason I call it Clove Valley Community Farm is because the community is the whole point. We do everything by hand. So without volunteers and work parties, it would be absolutely impossible for me to do this and sustain the farm. I'll have my farm crew, which is usually 3 to 6 people that we're living together, sharing meals, sharing a kitchen. And then there's the community at large, people who live in the community who care about this place and get their veggies here and get whatever needs met. Like people come here to connect with other people new in town will come to plug into the community and get connected. I really love it here. I like, in my travels going from place to place in my 20s, there did come a point when I wanted to find a home that I could stay forever. And I picked this area, the Hudson Valley, really kind of strategically. I wanted to be close to my family and somewhere really beautiful that has the kind of like-minded community. And I hit the jackpot. I love the community around here.
I mean, it just brings me a lot of joy to have like-minded people around that are also totally fed up with conventional city lifestyle. The sustainable lifestyle out here is actually being in tune with nature and the cycle of the stars and the cycle of the seasons, and to be receptive and creative with it rather than fighting it all the time, which I think is actually what normally is taught to people when they're living in cities, is that you have to fight against nature. A lot of it is how you relate to yourself and how you are either courageously engaging with the living world around you, or if you're in fear of it and you're trying to resist it and fight it.
Most people don't come in really thinking about how much they're going to be confronted with themselves, where it's like you're going to come in and you're not necessarily going to have service on your phone. You're going to go back to your tent at night and just be like, it's you and your mind and your feelings, and that you might show up and it's not like you're out in the field listening to your music or your podcast and having things to keep you going, that you're going to be either listening to the birds, listening to the crickets, hearing the wind in the leaves, or you're going to be in conversation with the people directly in front of you. And that there's something that you have to confront when that happens sometimes, that the kind of quiet that can come, the kind of storm that can come up from that kind of quiet, and that there's something healing in that in and of itself, this sort of invitation to go deeper with where you're at, particularly when you're in a time of transition or in a moment of healing something, that this is a place to land.
I've been coming to visit the farm for about a month and a half now. They're very friendly, but if you want to work, they'll put you right to work and they won't ask any questions like, hey, we're building like a brick oven to make pizza. They'll literally hand you a shovel and there you go. You're working, you're hanging out, you're in it. There's no like real warm-up process to the whole thing. You just come here, and if you want to help and you want to like learn anything about a farm, they'll take you in like with open arms.
new friendships. That's the best side of what happens here, is that real lasting connections are made, even sometimes in just a couple of weeks, but particularly when you have people that have been here for the whole season, there's a particular kind of connection that can be made that is a lasting thing, where you're just kind of like end up with a friend for life, or someone that you can know that if you're rolling through their town, you'll get to visit and jump back into connection.
The biggest event is the garlic planting, which is also sort of the end of year party celebration.
My favorite thing about the garlic planting is that people show up. Yeah, it's a super sweet time when it's just like a big community event and there's this really celebratory energy because you're wrapping up the season, you made it through.
When people come here, the thing I'd like them to take away is just a feeling of inspiration, connection. It's sort of a healing center in a kind of way. People come here with all their stresses of their own lives, and just working together in the garden is magic.
And that's this really, really beautiful thing to me that happens. There's like the metaphors of the garden where you really need to like plant the seed and have faith that it's going to grow, and then harvest it when it's time. And there's a lot of like metaphor for life. It's very ripe with reflections of our own growth and what that process looks like.
You know, when a community comes together in this kind of village-like situation where everybody really contributes to the well-being of the entire community and society, there's almost no need to teach anybody about ethics or morality because it's already present in the way that people relate to each other. The sense of dignity and of kindness and of generosity and of forgiveness and also of allowance.
Yeah, and this is the 13th year doing this, so it's long enough to know people through all different phases of life, which is amazing.
Thank you, Elia, for being such an incredible example of a community leader and lover.
3 cheers for Elia! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray!
Well, I certainly couldn't do it without everyone. So let's go. Let's enjoy the food. And
It takes a lot of leadership. That's chicken.
And it changed my life to be adopted into a family, like a farm family community, and yeah, I'm trying to offer that experience to other people. And from what I can tell, it's had an impact on some people's lives.